family has some association with magical background. I'm guessing Santeria. Hello. Nice to meet you. Hola.
Hola. This was my mom. Liliana. Liliana or Emma? Liliana. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Aman.
My name is Liliana.
Me llamo Sadhu.
Qué bueno. No hablo nada de inglés. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No es problema.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Voy a dejar mis cosas. Okay, she's gonna finish some stuff.
Un poco español.
Ay, muy bueno. Un minuto.
Sorry, what did I do?
So what I'm interested in, essentially what you've told me right now is there was a legacy of witchcraft both in your blood and in the town, and then your mother started experiencing symptoms of the feet going numb from the legs up. Now that reminds me of something else I know about.
Well, I want to know what coincided with the.
Yeah. So if you could just take us through the entirety of it. So you left off right about her feet going numb after telling me about the witchcraft.
Yes. So she would tell me that she couldn't get up from the toilet or anything. Like it just completely numb, and so nothing was wrong with her. So
She was checked.
Yes, she was just like, there was nothing wrong with me, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. But at that point, we don't know what else to do. They have a history of it, so they go to my dad's godfather, I believe, and he's the one that also works with witchcraft and stuff.
Do you know if he practiced like curandismo or if he was like a bruja or like what kind of aspect?
Do you like coffee?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Muy bueno.
Oh, good.
Do you take cream and sugar?
Black.
I take cream and sugar.
Cream and sugar?
Actually, no, black this time. I'm on black.
No, nada.
Nada?
Dark.
Nada.
Con nomás el café negro.
Yeah.
Negro. Yeah.
No crema, no.
No crema.
No crema negro.
Diet on a diet.
Diet.
So can I ask a couple questions real quick? It's gonna directly connect to what he just said.
Yeah.
It's gonna answer. Can you do you remember or can you describe what it looked like? The type of stuff those people used? Were there?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me ask her. Mami,
Let's start.
Grande.
el padrino de papi,
Ajá.
el brujo que te dijo que algo te estaba haciendo la muchacha, ¿qué hacía él? Like, ¿con qué veías cuando entrabas a su casa? ¿Qué eran las cosas que veías?
Ok. Voy a apagar mi celular.
She's gonna put out,
Ok. Yo nunca había ido a esa casa, Nunca. Cuando entré ahí, es que es el sol. Soy alérgica al sol.
Do you want to switch?
¿Quieres cambiar?
Blinded by the light.
Oh, she's just...
No, la luz, that's fine.
Okay.
Cuando era una casa muy grande, ¿ok?
It was a big house.
Es padrino, no era tu tío, es padrino de
Yeah,
tu papá.
godfather.
Y era un escritorio
It was a desk.
y estaba un diablo
And there was the
de
statue
este
of the
tamaño,
devil right next to him,
rojo,
all red.
con unas
Male or female?
Hombre.
hombre.
Male.
Y en la otra esquina estaba un ángel.
And then the next corner there was an angel.
Okay.
Fue lo único que yo vi.
What was the table used for? Did you ever know?
Era un escritorio.
It was just a desk.
A desk.
Era un escritorio.
Did you ever see any rituals happen?
Él hizo las cosas enfrente de ustedes.
No, lo único que pidió fue una fotografía
He
de
only asked for a
nosotros
photo of
como
the family.
familia.
And
What
birth
part of-
date and all that.
Una foto.
¿Es de Durango esto?
Sí.
Durango.
Durango, México.
Durango. Okay. Is that north or south of Mexico City?
North.
Okay. So why don't we just continue? Let's start when things started getting paranormal at your old house. Let's start there.
Okay. En la casa, ¿cuándo exactamente empezó? ¿Es cuando estaba la peruana?
Cuando empezó en el departamento de allá a hacer todo eso.
Like el de aquí, el que vivíamos antes.
Ajá. No, hija, fue mucho más. nosotros le dijimos a la peruana para que nos ayudara porque ya no nos podían ayudar.
Pero por el niño que cuidabas, ¿no?
Oh, sí, no me acordaba.
So it's because son peruanos?
Ellas, pero
Okay, so she nannied for a family, and the mom was from Peru. And she had her mom come and live with her. And my mom started noticing that the wife would get really jealous of things that my mom would do. And then the mother started making my mom food. And that's when my mom's like,
Tell me.
¿qué más pasó?
Tell me what happened.
¿Qué pasó? Tú dile.
ok. Así me dijo Cami, yo dije.
She had an emotional response to that, yeah.
Ok, yo siento que ahí fue donde empezó todo.
She's saying that's where she thinks everything started.
Porque llegó la mamá de ella, la abuelita, fue cuando llegó la abuelita y yo sentí, ella le dijo a su hija que cuando ella me vio a mí, que yo tenía que irme.
Okay.
Sentía como que empezó a sentir celos del esposo conmigo. Entonces ella le dijo que yo me tenía que retirar. El esposo no quería porque yo cuidaba bien al niño y le enseñaba español.
Okay. So, at that moment, the grandma, the mom of the mom, was the one that was telling my mom, telling her that to take her away, like to make her go away. Yes, and because she saw how the husband was very noticed how attentive she was with this kid, and the mom wasn't, and so the mom just wanted the daughter to get rid of my mom.
Okay.
Cuando la señora empezó a tener más contacto conmigo, ella me empezaba a hacer de comer. Y yo no quería, porque no me gusta la comida peruana. Ella vio por las cámaras que yo la tiré. Y ella desde esa vez se enojó tanto conmigo. Yo oía hasta ruidos en la parte de arriba de su casa. A mí me empezó a dar miedo esa casa. Y yo les empecé a decir a mis hijas, a mí me da algo miedo ya ahí. Y la señora, cuando yo me fui, me despedí de ella. Yo tuve 2 accidentes antes de llegar a la casa. Cuando iba en el camino, me golpearon en el
2
freeway.
car accidents.
Pero mi camioneta era grande y no le hicieron nada las 2 veces. Y yo me despedí de ella, yo la llevé a desayunar y ella me agarró la mano y eso sabe que me da, porque ella, bueno, ella me dijo que lo sentía, o como que ella se encariñó conmigo, pero como que me dijo que lo sentía. Y yo sentí como que ella me había hecho algo, pero que se había arrepentido, pero que ya no podía hacer nada.
Okay.
Yo algo sentí eso porque me dijo, lo siento.
Okay. Let's get a translation of some of that.
Yeah.
Pero como que, y yo dije, ayer les dije, ¿qué pasó? Pero yo sentí, porque ella me agarró y hasta sintió y me dijo, lo siento.
Grandma started working very close with my mom. She started making her food. My mom didn't really want to, she just didn't want to eat the food, so when the lady would go upstairs, my mom would throw it away. The only thing is that apparently grandma found out through the nanny cams that my mom had been throwing away the food, and she got really upset, just abnormally upset. But time had passed, she just didn't eat anything, and then on her last day working there, she got on 2 car accidents, but she had the bigger truck, so nothing really happened to her. But she went to go eat with the grandma, and the grandma was just like, I am so sorry for everything.
Yeah, I was hearing that.
But before, when she got mad, she was saying that after that time, my mom got really scared of the house. Like she would start hearing things in the house.
Tell me more about that.
Okay, dile más de los sonidos que escuchabas arriba.
Se escuchaba caminando alguien.
It just sounded like someone was walking.
Like footsteps?
Or
Caminando.
Like just
No
pacing.
golpes.
No,
Caminar.
no begging, just
Just footsteps.
Y yo sola estaba.
When you're
con un
alone.
bebé.
Right. What? Anything else happened?
algo más con el...
No, yo la veía muy extraña a ella.
The
Yo-
grandma was very strange with
Okay.
her.
Como que me decía, vete. Oh, lo más importante.
She was something
Vino
important.
una visita de Perú
Someone else from Peru came,
y una tía de ella.
their aunt.
Cuando yo entré, estaban toda la visita. Venían de visita de Perú de como una semana.
She came in and everyone was there from their family because they were
Como que
there.
ya habían hablado de mí.
We have talked about
Y
her.
yo entré. Y ella me volteó a ver y me dijo, wow, con razón.
And the aunt looked at my mom and she's like, oh, that makes sense. As soon as my mom
Y
walked
la
into the
señora
house,
era más joven
and
y
she
se
was
acercó
younger,
conmigo.
and she
Y
got
ella
closer
me
to
puso
her,
la mano aquí y me dijo, tienes que irte.
and she said, you have to leave.
Mm.
Y ella,
Like a warning.
días antes que me dijeron que iba a estar la familia conmigo para que yo las sacara, para que yo las manejaba. Y ella me dijo, no me acuerdo el nombre de la tía, pero ella me dijo, cuando ella venga, no hables mucho con ella, porque ella habla mucho.
The grandma was saying,
Ella me decía que
don't
no
talk to
hablara
her.
con ella.
Don't talk to her because she
Y-
talks a lot.
Y ella fue la que se me acercó y me dijo, y yo le dije a Pau, que me dijo, vete de aquí.
And the
Como
first
no
thing
te
she
quieren
said
aquí,
to my
vete.
mom was,
Y
leave.
yo dije, después
No one likes you
fue
here.
cuando yo
No
empecé
one
a
wants you here.
pensar, porque yo pensé que eran cosas, pero yo sí supe cuando ella me dijo que lo sentía, así
But
como,
she did
como
feel like a
triste.
remorse when
Como-
the grandma finally
Yo lo
said, I'm
sentí como
sorry.
que sorry, como que te hice algo, pero ya no puedo hacerme para atrás.
And it felt like she couldn't go back. At
Okay.
that point. Like that remorse that she felt.
Yeah.
So, what I'm curious about is phenomena continued to occur after that, and did that coincide with the mirror?
That's my question.
Yes. So then, porque eso pasó durante la casa. So that's where she
Ahí fue
feels
terrible,
where
años.
the apartment got really bad. Entonces, because things started happening to me and my sister first.
And up until that point, nothing had happened to y'all. It was just your mother.
Antes de eso teníamos sentíamos algo en nuestras casas, en la casa, en los apartamentos.
No, estábamos bien. En ese departamento estábamos bien. Acuérdate que nosotros nos venimos porque la ex.
Pero en la
tuvo-
casa de Citlali,
Sí, pero no era con nosotros. Aquí sí ya era
I
con
feel like we've
nosotros.
always been around it, but it just got really bad in those apartments, which was after that occurrence. And then el espejo, we bought a mirror. El espejo, eso es lo que tiramos, porque empezamos a escuchar.
Ah, sí.
¿De dónde salió ese espejo?
Yeah, whatever that is.
I think we might have gotten it in the garage sale.
Okay. And what happened
Yeah.
with the mirror?
Yo desde entonces yo ya no compro nada en un garage.
Yeah, she won't buy anything at
Nunca
garage
más
sales anymore.
compro
'Cause-
nada.
Don't blame her.
What happened with the mirror?
¿Qué más?
In your own words.
En tus palabras. Cuando te dijeron Liliana para que te despertaras.
This is talking.
Oh, sí. Una vez me acosté
She laid
con
down.
mucho miedo y no sé por qué
With lots of
realmente a
fear,
mí
she didn't
no
really know
sentía yo
why.
tantas cosas. Me acosté y era la madrugada y yo me acuerdo que yo me hice bolita de los pies porque sentía miedo
Went into a fetal
y
position,
yo dormía sola en mi cuarto y las
She
dos
slept by
niñas en el
herself.
otro.
and we slept on the other room.
Y yo oía una voz como que estaba yo muy dormida y oía una voz muy despacio
She
que
had a very
decía,
faint, a
me
voice,
decían Liliana,
and was saying her
como
name.
queriéndome despertar. Y
Was
yo
the
la
voice
escuchaba.
coming from the mirror or
No,
audibly
no.
around
In
her
the other room.
in the other room?
So I'm not sure that was the same time of the mirror.
And when you were feeling that fear and going into that fetal position, were you feeling any pressure in the air or on your body? Was there a feeling of pressure?
Cuando estabas dormida, ¿se sentía presión en tu cuerpo o alrededor o no?
Pues yo la verdad no sentí eso.
She didn't feel
Sentía
pressure,
como que yo estaba dormida, pero sentía
fell
como que me querían
asleep.
despertar.
but like someone wanted to wake
Solamente
her
yo
up
oía un Liliana y un
by saying
Liliana.
her name. over
Y
and
yo no
over.
podía hasta que me
And
gritaron.
then she couldn't
Sentí
wake
un
up until
grito
they yelled
de
in her ear.
hombre. de
from a
hombre
man.
que me dijo, Liliana. Y yo me doblé de la cama. Y yo me quedé,
Folded up completely.
porque me los sentí aquí, que todavía los escucho.
Did that voice feel familiar?
No me dio miedo, no me dio
She
miedo.
didn't feel scared of the
Sentí
voice.
como si
An
algo,
ancestor.
sentí como si algo me cuidó.
Like if that was protecting her from something.
Sentí
Right,
como
right.
si, porque yo tenía tanto miedo y
She
sentí
was
como
so
que,
scared.
y yo les he dicho a mis hijas, siento como si algo hubiera querido meterse a
Like
mí
if something was
y
trying to
alguien
get
me
at her.
despertó, porque
and
me
then
dijeron,
someone woke her
yo
up.
le escuchaba como que me querían decir, despiértate. Y de repente, Liliana, y yo abrí los ojos y sentí una paz, no sentí miedo. Y yo empecé a rezar porque dije, Dios me despertó, porque no sentí el miedo de que me,
Because
no,
she felt like
me
her-
acosté
like
tan
that God woke her
tranquila
up because
y sentí algo
as soon
muy,
as that voice woke
pacífico.
her up, she
pero lo
felt peace.
escucho, fue una voz de hombre
But it was
gruesa.
a man, like a strong
Ya,
man's
no
voice.
sé, nunca me he sabido por qué.
Okay. So tell 2 questions now. Can you tell me what you've experienced? Let's start there. What have you experienced?
Okay, surrounding the mirror.
So surrounding really anything relevant to recent psychic
Yeah,
attacks.
start to current,
Okay.
basically.
Les voy a traer el café en lo que
She's
habla.
going
¿eh?
to the
Yeah, gracias.
So, I always got scared, but it wasn't like a paranormal scare. Until we lived in those apartments, and then those, in the bed, we had 2 beds in the middle, and the middle was the mirror. And, I slept facing away from the mirror, because I made up we weren't supposed to sleep with mirrors in our beds or something like that. My mom always just warned us about it. And I knew my sister was like fast asleep, but I stayed up late and I was just on my phone and I started hearing psst, psst right in my ear, but it felt like almost like a whisper, like a glowing whisper. And I didn't feel like it was my sister. I went like almost like cold. Like I got scared. I was like,
Right.
and so the only thing I knew what to do was like I'm not gonna look because my mom's always warned us like if you hear your name like a psst, don't turn around.
Yeah.
Just like legends, I guess. And so the first thing I did was like cover my head.
I remember you telling me about that at the fair.
Yeah, the little and after that my sister started getting like sleep paralysis. And it only happened to her. The sleep paralysis happened. ¿Cuántas veces se le subió el muerto a Fabi?
Como dos.
It was twice.
Did she ever describe seeing a figure or like, you know, yeah, something at all?
Fabi dijo algo de ver algo cuando se le subió el muerto.
No, pero acuérdate que una amiga que nunca le conté me dijo que soñó una cosa negra parada con Fabi.
So so we knew that happened to Fabi twice. She never told one of her coworkers about what had happened, and the coworker the night after it happened had a dream about my sister, and she was saying like she had a really bad dream that there was a big shadow over my sister.
And
Yep.
Didn't she see a shadow too at some point?
I saw
You
a
saw it.
shadow.
Talk to me about that.
My sister was sleeping.
Okay.
And which now I realize it's always when I just sleeping.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She was completely asleep, and I was just looking at the end of the hallway, and I see this dark figure, like a man type.
Right.
But I can't see a face. But we were home alone. My mom wasn't home.
But it was like a silhouette of a
It was
person.
How tall was
also- It was pretty tall.
Yeah.
Like, I was scared.
Sure.
Someone's in my house.
Yeah, of course.
Scary.
And I'm like, she's not doing anything. And so at that moment, I just felt scared. But once the doors were locked, then I got more scared because I was like, okay, then
Right.
what was that? So I just closed my door at that point, and I'm like,
Sure.
the 4 walls, that's all I need.
Está muy lejos la mesa.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Esa es Pina Varela.
I'm tinted on my worst day. Okay.
Okay, for it.
Can't.
Tengo crema y azúcar si quieren, ¿eh?
Just negro.
No más el
Okay.
café. Negro.
Okay.
Okay.
But
How long ago did you see this? How was it a year ago? What's the time frame?
Ay, so hot.
¿Cuánto fue el de hombre?
¿Mande?
El hombre que vi fue en el 19. I don't remember. Although the years that we were there kind of blend
So hot.
in.
Would you say within 2 years? 3 years ago?
3-ish,
3-ish. Okay.
I'd say. But
Sí, 3
that's
años
when,
porque
like,
tenemos 2 aquí.
yeah.
I'm sorry, so hot.
No, gracias.
You're
No,
fine.
no es problema. Muchas gracias.
Ok, nada más que me ponga así para que se agarre de la oreja. Porque está bien caliente.
God positioning.
Sí.
Gracias. Okay, have you seen? So what I'm most acutely curious about is, have you seen what sort of paranormal phenomena has happened here?
So here, the only times, okay, my uncle came to visit. ¿Cuándo vino mi tío?
¿En octubre?
No.
¿Qué tío? Alfonso.
¿Cuándo vinieron los dos?
¿Oh, apenas?
Julio?
Sí, hace un mes.
In July, my
So, yeah.
my uncle came, and we weren't like, it was just the parents were here, and he woke up in the morning and apparently saw me walking around in the house,
Mhm.
but I wasn't sleeping there that day, and so
But it looked like you.
yeah, it was like a figure of what he thought was me, because who else would it be?
Sure.
Dice, oye, Paola, y pues no duerme aquí. ¿Cómo
In
no?
July.
Yeah, because
Yo la vi.
she was
No,
like,
Pao no
oh, where
durmió.
is she?
Dice, ¿cómo no? Yo vi a Pao.
She's like, where is Paola? And she's like, oh, she didn't sleep here. And he's like, what do you mean she didn't? I saw her this morning. And my mom's just like, she hasn't been here. And my uncle was like, I literally just saw her. And then my chihuahua, she's the one that's more attached to me. She, depending on what time it is, I never really check the time because it'll be random, but I have a mirror right next to my bed on the side, and she'll like look at it and just bark sometimes. And it was when, around the time I got the amulet,
Yeah, you were telling me.
she, that night she was very unsteady.
I brought the other one for you, like I said I would. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
But she was more unsteady than she had been since she's been here. But she had been barking before, and it's always out here. And she's normally calm if we're both home. She won't bark, and it's only at night when there's like no one around, and she'll just continuously bark until I walk over there and then walk back.
Do you ever notice any areas of the house that are unusually hot or cold at certain times of day that don't make sense? Something like that.
Hay unos lugares en la casa que siempre están either muy calientes o muy fríos. Tu baño, ¿no?
Bueno, es por el baño, pero acuérdate que en lo que vivimos se nos han metido 2 carros
Oh
aquí.
yeah,
y
in the
digo,
time frame that we've lived here, 2 cars have crashed into us and
Really?
barely have missed. So one
Pero-
that was right in front of my mom's
Y nos
apartment.
dijeron, es que tan raro,
Smells like a curse to me.
Yep.
dice tan raro que se han metido los carros
Yeah,
aquí en el
because we've
departamento.
completely like
That's relevant.
Uno en el
gone
puro
by the
árbol
tree.
Very important.
y el otro aquí. Y yo bendije.
I also noticed the grass is dead over there and not
Yeah.
anywhere
It's
else
because
around.
they've crashed so much.
Si el
Or maybe- or
So
maybe-
there's cement now.
si ese árbol no hubiera estado ahí, se hubiera metido en
If
mi
it
cama.
wasn't the tree that's right in front of my
donde yo
mom's
vivo, donde yo duermo.
room,
It would have went
would've
right
gone
into her
inside.
room, and that's happened twice.
And then the second time was right here, and I had just passed by it
2 meses
from
y
me
el
from my
otro
car
carro.
here. Someone was already crashed, like all pretty much to like where the bush is out
Y
there.
hasta los del departamento me dijeron, qué raro.
And none of them
¿qué
have
pasó?
lived.
¿Qué
No,
pasa?
none of them are residents here.
Y yo me salí, bendije.
I'm familiar with the phenomenon of I get yes.
You're getting.
No, I mean I know
Spectral
this can
possession,
happen. I know
temporary
this can happen
takeover.
where cars will sometimes. This
We
is the
had
first
that
time I've
happen
heard
on a
this.
case we did recently in Ohio.
And also it happened involving one of my relatives a long time ago. So this is familiar to me. So a couple questions then in that regard. Let's go back a little bit. Talk to me more about the witchcraft traditions in the village in Mexico and how it might relate, because I suspect your family might have been cursed, if that makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, entonces va a regresar hasta cuando estábamos en México. ¿Qué no tu mamá jugó con la ouija también? Y like sus amigas se murieron.
Yep.
So
It's okay.
also
Cuando estaba
We're gonna
muy
help you.
joven, cuando estaba muy joven.
when my mom's mom was younger, she played with the Ouija board,
Okay.
and apparently some stuff that the Ouija board said once he got older happened.
Okay.
La verdad yo nunca he visto nada,
But
solamente es lo que ella
She was
comentaba.
that's the things that she used to do, and my grandma also would leave food for duendes.
Que ve muchos duendes,
Duendes,
que hasta los
little gnomes.
alimenta.
Gnomes.
Yeah.
Gnomes.
Porque ya de
So
tanto
it's
que
on, like,
veía
different
hasta los
parts.
alimentaba.
No, that's
Yo-
not weird to me.
Y yo digo, no sé, pero no me consta.
You know I feed my spirits.
Pero la verdad es algo que no me consta. Eso no sé, solamente ella lo ha dicho,
That's
pero
always things that my mom has
lo único
been
que me
like.
consta es lo que me pasó aquí mucho tiempo.
Es que quieren saber de lo que pasó en México con ella porque ellos piensan que puede ser desde ese tiempo, que es algo que no se ha limpiado. Por eso quieren saber más de lo que pasó en Durango. ¿Qué te dijeron ahí?
Cuando yo fui a llevar la foto con mi ex
When she
marido,
went to go give the photo,
el padrino de mi ex marido le dijo que nos teníamos que ir de ahí, lo más lejos que pudiéramos, porque yo ya iba al baño, yo ya no me podía parar, o sea, si yo me quedaba en el toilet y me tenían que parar.
yeah, so the
Me dijo, tú
Godfather,
estás así por eso.
the Godfather told
No,
her that
tampoco
she
es
had
algo
to
que me
leave.
conste, pero me pasaban cosas raras, pero él le dijo que era conmigo, no con mis hijas, ni con Javier. Como que ella quería separarme de él porque fue novio de ella en ese tiempo y whatever.
So
De ahí en fuera a mí no me pasó nada.
he told
Yeah,
her
you know.
to leave the furthest she could go. So it's one of the reasons we came here apparently, other than job opportunity. But this is as far as we could go because the Godfather was telling her that the reason her legs were just not giving was because of the work that she had done towards my mom. But the
Locational base.
the photo said that it had nothing to do with us, my sister and my dad or I. It was just my mom.
And would you say that like there were negative like bad luck after? Did the phenomena happen and did the bad luck happen and the injuries happen after the photo was given?
Those before, because
Okay.
that's why she gave the photo.
Okay.
'Cause the
To try to
Godfather-
fix it.
To try to fix it.
Try to fix it. Okay,
La
makes sense.
bruja, ¿sabes qué hacía ella?
No, sé que ella tenía una fama de una bruja que era 100% en el lado malo, pero no sé.
So she
Nunca la vi. No sé.
never knew exactly what the one that would have done that, did. The Godfather just said that one was really good at what she did, and two, it wasn't something that was positive. It's
So a skilled bruja.
Right. You want to do your thing, Ottoman?
Yeah, so the first thing I would just like to kind of state right now, as far as like to give y'all some understanding. So I feel like there's an element of the curse on your mother, as well as there being some residual paranormal phenomena, even though y'all got rid of that mirror, kind of like an attachment, which goes hand in hand perfectly if you already have like a curse, and that can kind of like reverberate a little bit and can kind of cause it to expand in the home and to affect other people, even though it's not attached to you or your sister. So that's kind of what I'm saying right now that I think is going on. If you want to explain that to your mother.
Entonces ellos piensan que es una combinación de dos cosas
Ujú.
fuera, fuera la combinación de algo que te, una intención mala, brujería contra ti y cosas que agarramos que también tenemos, pero con esas dos combinaciones se hace más grande.
O sea, él piensa que hay algo aquí,
Hay algo que se agarró
aquí, en la casa,
con nosotros.
con nosotros.
It can be fixed. It can.
Oh no, here's the good
It
part.
can be fixed.
Pero se puede arreglar.
We're gonna fix it.
Ay, sí, qué feo. Ay,
So the good part. Okay.
Bella, Bella, stop. What happened?
This is the positive here.
Lo positivo.
We feel very confident that we know what's going on, and because of that, what we're going to do today is we're going to do some lumpia. That's going to be very helpful. He's going to have some things he's going to do as well, and we're going to cleanse the home, and we're going to cleanse both of you. And when we leave, you're also going to have tools and things that you can do also. You're not screwed. You're okay. You're going to be fine.
Entonces, lo positivo es que nos van a ayudar, hay una forma de arreglarlo, saben qué están haciendo y que después de hacer la limpieza nos va a enseñar cómo podemos mantener esto, las herramientas para mantener algo que esté bien, porque es algo que tenemos que seguir haciendo.
We're going to remove the bad energy and bring in good energy.
Lo malo.
En buena. Sí, porque nosotros no hacemos nada.
And before we
No hacemos
begin,
nada.
Do y'all have any questions, either one of you, before we begin?
I was just gonna ask, you said that there was a reason why whenever my sister was asleep.
So our brains go through different brainwave states. It can be measured, and right now we're talking. Me and you are in what's called beta, and that is measurable at 7 to 14 hertz on the medical machines. It looks kind of like this. Then below beta, there is alpha, which is a little bit slower, and that's when you're reading a book, when you're relaxed, when you're watching TV. Your brain is in an alpha wave. Below alpha is theta. It's even a bit slower. In theta, we have access to more parts of our mind. That's why you hear all the time when I'm going to sleep, I see these shadowy figures. It's actually the gateway to your own mystical powers, believe it or not. Being able to generate and hold that, that relaxed but aware state for an extended period of time is actually a really important skill to develop if you're trying to learn this stuff. But a lot of people do it naturally. So the reason that you and a lot of people see things when they're right about to go to sleep is because they're surfing the theta delta range. And at that, you are if you go deep enough into delta, you'll lose your ability to speak, not permanently because you'll just come back into theta. But you're surfing these brain waves, and these brain waves allow you to tap into the parts of you that can see beyond 3 dimensions. Make sense?
Okay.
Does that actually make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So because
you're in it, your brain is slower.
okay.
Your brain is slowed down, so you can pay attention to more.
Okay.
Does that
But since she was, so those things would happen when she was sleeping, but I'd be the one to see them. Hear them.
So
But she's the one that got the whole.
these, you gotta look at this like a spectrum, right?
Okay.
The gateway.
Yeah. So these things show themselves in part, never in whole, most of the time. So you might either have things like hearing footsteps. I don't want to get too much into it, but they're actually using.
Can I hear the toddler talk, like the?
Am I already?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So the reason why your sister was experiencing it and you saw it, she was in enough of a vibrational match with the entity where she acted like a door or a gate that opened,
He's a good talker.
and you were relaxed enough, but not connected to it the way she was, so you were able to observe it to a degree. Does that make sense?
I hate that you're better at that than me.
Sarah taught me how to do the toddler talk. Like, it's not offensive when I say toddler talk. It's just like you gotta tone it down.
He's like, it doesn't matter, but he's a good talker. He's the better storyteller out of us. So we work a little bit differently. So the way that we work best with each other is he's gonna do his stuff first, guide you through whatever process he's gonna go through, and then I'll have my time to guide you through. At the end of it, my goal for all of you is to have a consistent method to remove negative energy, because it doesn't matter if it's a curse, if it's a haunting, if it's any number of things, it's kind of handled the same way. Think of it like when you get like some dirt on your teeth, you brush your teeth. It doesn't matter if it's steak, it doesn't matter if it's lettuce, it doesn't matter what it is. The same technique will be used to clear. So my intention is to remove the curse energy off of her, which I will do, and you. There's less on you. After that, I'm going to teach you and empower you so that you can feel like you can defend yourself. Because we shouldn't be at the mercy of people's ability to just throw curses and make our legs go numb. There's a thing called the Hawaiian death curse, where it actually starts the same way. It starts with the legs going numb, then it goes all the way up, and the organs shut down, blah, blah, blah. It's a nasty one, but when you mentioned the legs going numb, that I was like, okay, this stinks of curse to me. So, yeah, go ahead.
Entonces,
Casi todo lo entendí.
oh, she
Pero-
understood the majority of it.
Okay.
actually.
Pero, ¿por qué pasa? O sea, de verdad nosotros somos bien tranquilas.
Why?
Y yo no siento nada, yo en la casa, aquella sí, terrible. Cuando me cambié de casa para traerme los muebles, yo sentía que me iban a aventar. Yo tenía que bajar las escaleras volteando para arriba.
Oh,
Era algo horrible que yo
the
sentía.
other
No las dejé
apartment
ir.
was actually really like, it
Horrible
was-
estuvo eso.
even from the entryway, like you opened it, stairs.
Desde
it
que
was all
abríamos la
dark,
puerta
there's no light.
sentía, fue un brasileño
Was it nearby
conmigo.
here?
Yeah, it was actually.
Can you give me the address?
Yes.
I'll have to look at that place too.
That's where I'm going on the way out
No,
here.
there's been apparently that apartment. Una persona se suicidó en esos apartamentos. There was
Un-
suicide.
Murder, suicide?
Cuando llegamos
I'm not
ahí,
sure if murder,
ah,
suicide. I think
cuando
it's
nosotros
just
llegamos
suicide,
ahí,
but
como
an old lady had died in our apartment
un mes,
also.
un mes atrás, una señora había fallecido. 5 días la encontraron muerta. Pero nunca supieron.
So can I ask her a question?
Yeah, go for it.
What do you think is happening? Like, if what do you think is going on?
¿Qué piensas que está pasando tú? Like,
Es que no, yo me siento muy tranquila. Y aquí yo me siento con paz. Yo me siento tranquila y yo siento el departamento muy pacífico. Pero sí siento que he tenido gente que posiblemente pudo haberme visto como un problema, posiblemente. Pero me siento bien. Pero por lo que te pasó, digo yo, ¿traemos todavía lo de ayer? Porque de verdad yo me siento tranquila. ¿Tú te sientes bien?
she was just saying how, like, in general she feels very peaceful.
Okay.
She understands how, like, there could be some things around. She just doesn't understand why, because the way she thinks of it is kind of like she doesn't really do bad intentions on others.
Okay, so this would be the simplest way to explain this. So you can be a good person or a bad person, but a mosquito with malaria doesn't care. And if you get bit by a mosquito with malaria and you get malaria, it doesn't matter what kind of person you are. You contracted malaria because you were bit by the mosquito that has malaria.
And in this case, malaria is the malignant energies of the witchcraft in that town. So I'm gonna go a little bit deep, okay?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I sense natural abilities in both of you to see.
It's in their
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah, to see beyond the normal. You've already told me you can, and sometimes, right? So sometimes people like that, people like us all included, can become beacons in the spirit world, lighthouses, for lost souls sometimes, for predators sometimes, for even weirder things than that sometimes. But if I'm understanding you right, what I'm hearing is there has been a combination of unexplained illness, along with paranormal activity, and the factors that have been contributing to that are both having that witchcraft background as well as a potentially haunted mirror and haunted apartment. The combination of both potentially could imprint on your system. Basically, I just want to help you clean that out.
Okay, ellos van a tratar de limpiar eso, pero él lo que está diciendo que nomás por estar aquí él ve que nosotros podemos ver más comparado a otras personas y para lo paranormal son como luces te van a traer.
Ay, no, yo no quiero ver.